Hi, this is Suzan McDowell, and welcome to In the Circle with Suzan. And I am so sorry we are late. We're about, 30 minutes late? 34 minutes late to be exact. And I'm very nervous. My heart's beating. And I'm just going to tell you a little story, why I'm late. Florida Department of Transportation, I am calling you out right now. So my entrance to I-95 is like 36th and Biscayne. And if you know 36th and Biscayne, that entrance is this big. It is this big. I get there, they have closed the entire entrance, and the only way to get around is to go all the way through the huge apartment building on the side of I-95 to then go back around and reroute all the way down by the Art Center. So it was a 30-minute reroute, and I am so sorry. So I'm proud of myself because if you know me, I was about to get hysterical and lose my mind. But I didn't. I calmed down. I listened to some on the piano. I realized that Connie was not upset. And so to that end, I wanted to thank my friend, the beautiful and talented Connie Kinnard, for not being mad at me.
Absolutely. Why would I be mad?
We could be
Life
mad.
happens.
Yes.
Things happen, and we adjust.
My thing is,
what we do.
What if you were like having a baby? What if you had a flight or a show that had you know what I mean?
Right.
And so one of the reasons I love being here with you, Connie, is that, I love you anyway, regardless. Because remember, we were the first person.
You were like one of my first besties.
I know. I was like, hey, we're going to be friends forever. But also, too, like you have these moments in your life where things are very, very extreme. And so I'm going to tell a more story, and then we're going to go back and my regular intro. But so I have my birthday party on the roof of the Clevelander, and I'm so cool because it's the roof of the Clevelander, and everybody's going to come to my party, and I'm so cute, and I'm Suzan McDowell, blah, blah, blah. And I get to the Clevelander, ready to go on the roof for my fabuloso party, to find out the one elevator does not work to my roof party that everybody's coming to. All of fabulous Black Miami and the white people that we like
everybody
are all
at that
coming
party.
to this party.
Yes.
Including Mayor Levine.
The mayor.
Including the mayor, who didn't have a scheduled time because it wasn't an official program.
Right.
I really just want you to come, Mayor. I like you so much as a person. Come, have a drink. Let's, do some dancing. So that was it. So that was in my mind, right? I can see all of my people. Anyway, I get there, only to find out the elevator is broken. Really?
Yes.
How am I going to have my party? Nice little girl who's trying to calm me down. Well, we have another way to get to your party. So tell me if I'm lying. We go from the Clevelander lobby. We go through the kitchen.
This is true.
At the Clevelander.
This is
we
true.
make a left. We go back outside to the part of the Clevelander.
Yes.
To go back inside to Kush, which is a restaurant that's in the other building that's attached to the Clevelander, only to go up the service elevator, to go back over the roof of the connecting buildings to go into the Clevelander, to go up 2 1/2 flight of stairs in the middle of July.
Yes.
And by the time I got to my own party, there were like 2-3 people there, and you were one of them. You were what we call in Jamaica very previous. Early people are previous people.
Previous. I like that.
You're very previous, very previous. We have a lot of great sayings in Jamaica, very previous. Anyway, so I get there, and I'm hysterical. I am apoplectic, which is a beautiful word. I love words.
I like that.
Apoplectic. I'm apoplectic. And I get there, and I'm like this.
Yeah.
So mad. I was mad by the time I got to the Kush. I was like, wait, it's just, there's not a, Anyway. I get there, and you, Connie Kinnard, are like, calm down, Suzan.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down, Suzan.
Yeah.
And you worked on me for a solid hour and a half.
Yeah.
I remember it was an hour and a half into my birthday party before before I could let it go.
Let it chill.
And we're on a ledge of a building, so you really talked me off.
Yeah. I mean, it was a journey once we got there, and you described it right, because we had to go through the back of the house to get over. But the deal is this. I think I reminded you that we were there because of you.
Yes.
We were there because of you. So a little inconvenience was not really a big deal to the people that wanted to come and celebrate with you.
Thank you.
Now, to you.
But the mayor.
And even the mayor. It
I know,
was
she
about
was
this.
so
You're an
chill.
event person. You're PR. It's all about the bigger picture and the look for you. That's your life because that's your job and your job.
But I forgot
trickles
my job
into
that
your,
day.
Your job trickles into your personal because that was your birthday party.
Of course, it was my birthday party.
But-
But I do business with people that I like. We all like
That's
each other. We're all
right.
friends.
Yeah. But that day you just needed to kind of let it go, and you did.
It took me a
In
solid
time.
hour and a half. Breathing exercises, looking up into the sunset, questioning my life.
We all lived, and we're fine.
Well, not
so.
only did we live, I had somebody tell me it was the best party they ever
See?
went to.
See?
And then the mayor showed up and
The mayor came. She was fine, of course. We
Yes.
love her as well.
remember
Anyway,
she ripped out a whole
period.
proclamation?
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you proclamating me?
Yeah.
And then remember, we had a great time.
Because
Anyway,
It's your
it
birthday.
was a lovely birthday, and
Yes.
it was lovely because of you, because I would have
Oh.
really probably gone home and cried while everyone was at my, just stupid.
At your party.
Just stupid, just
we were
immature.
not going to
but
have that.
I want to thank you for being a calm person.
You're welcome.
So, I'm very tangential, so we're going to go back to the subject, which is you.
Oh.
So, it starts, I'm going to start the way I always start.
Mhm.
So, it goes like this. You were born, and then what happened?
A whole lot of life. Good stuff. Thank you for having me first.
No problem. Glad you had like
I appreciate that. And thank you. Thank you. And I love this conversational format.
Thank you.
I love just kind of talking. But, I'll talk real quick. I'm from Tennessee. I was born in Franklin, Tennessee.
Mhm.
Technically, I was born in Nashville, Tennessee at
Nashville.
Vanderbilt Hospital.
Nice. That's where my parents
Because, right? We have that, the whole Tennessee, your parents
Mhm,
met and all that. We need to talk about that too. But and grew up in Franklin, Tennessee, which is outside of Nashville.
kind of like what, like
Oh yeah, it would be kind of like maybe Miami Gardens to Miami.
Gotcha.
Except Franklin was a different county,
like
but
in the metropolis.
yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So grew up there, really, and is where I got my roots. It's one of those communities where we really did know everybody,
Oh,
black,
wow.
white. It didn't
Is that
matter.
why you're so nice?
Oh, thank you. I'm nice.
You were so nice.
Oh.
But you're like just nice. You're not like too nice.
Okay.
You're too nice, people get run over.
Yeah.
But you're
This is
like
true.
nice to the like right at the point where you could just, you know what I mean? Like, anyway,
Oh,
continue.
thank you. So yeah, Franklin, and we all knew each other, and so I mean, literally, I could go somewhere. I still remember where you could go somewhere. I could tell them, like, say for instance, when I had a car early on and I need to get something done, I would take it, and I said, "Will you put it on my daddy's bill tab?"
baby.
And you leave.
And then you leave.
And it's like, or you go somewhere and like, oh,
Everybody's raising you, really.
right.
Everybody's raising
and
you.
so I'm really thankful to kind of
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
that upbringing,
Yes, of
and
course.
it sounds like something from like back in the 50s or something.
It sounds like a Rockwell, isn't that what
Yeah,
they call
right,
it? Rockwell,
right.
like perfect Americana.
Yeah, but of course, I mean, I'm not that old. I'm seasoned. I'm not that old,
You're
so
not even a little old.
I'm a little old.
You're
I'm a
not
little
old. Well, if I'm
kinda
older
in the
than you,
middle,
and I'm not old, so you could be right over there.
but I'm thankful that I was able to kind of experience that life and what it meant to kind of have that community.
Yes, of
you
course.
know,
I mean, and that's like a real. It's like a real base.
It's like a
It's
real base.
true, like
Yeah.
I call it like a roux. It's like a really good roux.
It's the root.
It's a roux.
It's the root to the gumbo.
By the way.
It's got to percolate.
You got
Yeah,
to
good.
work on it.
Good foundation.
Yeah,
And so I went. So Franklin, Tennessee.
So women, tell me
Yeah.
about your parents.
My mother,
Padres.
wonderful. May she rest in peace. She passed away in 2010. So 5 years before
Before
I
you got
came
here.
here. But teacher, she was the
Yeah.
educator. She taught in the
okay.
school system for 34 years.
Oh wow.
She taught 3rd grade and 5th grade.
Oh my God,
So
your
I'm
mom was that mom.
Yeah, I'm not a PK, but I'm a TK.
You're a TK. I'm a TK too.
I'm a TK.
My mother taught Spanish.
Okay,
Porque yo hablo.
okay,
Yeah.
Espanol. Okay. And so part my life really being a student, a child of a teacher.
Mhm.
Really, there was a lot of
Yeah,
structure
of course.
about things growing
A
up,
lot of education.
a lot of education, a lot of history. So, and
You
she
learn a lot about people as a teacher.
a lot. That's
Humans,
right. Yeah, a lot about humans. She was that person that would teach education and things like even now, like Black history and things of that nature. And she taught. I mean, this was a integrated school system,
Yeah.
and she wasn't just like in a black
in the black
school. So
area.
this is
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
But she implemented, even back then, I can see it now, Black history, and she would have stuff created for her class.
Just layer it in.
She would layer it in.
Layer it in.
You know, things of that nature. But just
As it should be.
yeah, absolutely. So she was that person, and
Like Abbott Elementary.
kind of
Like that lady,
kind of
like-
reminds me.
The Shirley Ralph. I love Abbott Elementary.
Yeah,
Those people are crazy, and I
Yeah.
love it so much.
yeah.
So your mom was like Mrs. Johnson, or no, not Miss, whatever her name.
Yeah,
that lady.
yeah. She was, and she was known in the community,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, sometimes even when I go home, you know, if I'll say, and they'll say, "Are you Miss Kinnard's daughter?"
Daughter, yes,
You know,
ma'am.
and that feeling is just like,
Yes,
oh,
right there.
we loved her, and
course.
it just feels
Your
so
mom's
good.
life meant a lot.
Yeah, it meant
You
a
know what I mean?
lot.
Meant a lot.
Meant a lot.
I mean, yes, it meant a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
for me, that's really important. I need
Yeah.
you to know I was here.
yeah, we stand-
Beyonce's "I Was Here." It's my funeral song.
Oh,
You know, hopefully
Nice.
nobody's there anytime soon, but
yeah,
just in
yeah,
case.
just in case. Well,
Because I was here.
You told us, and I'll make sure
Yeah,
everybody
exactly.
knows
It's
that.
on all the paperwork.
Okay. And then my dad, great. So my brother and I, we look at our parents like, so my mom was a teacher. She
Mhm.
went to school,
Yeah.
you know, got degrees and all that. My dad was the hustler and the smart
Ooh.
street guy.
Ooh, that's
Like-
where, like, right there.
Yeah,
where your
yeah, yeah.
niceness goes, like, right to your
Right,
dad. Like,
right.
No.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Very well respected, but up for a different. He
Mhm.
was the guy. He had the rental properties and would
He
go
was an
around.
entrepreneur.
Back in the day,
Uh-huh.
you couldn't do the like bank stuff that people do now, and
Oh,
you had to go around and pick up your rent.
pick up your money. I remember.
So my
Cash.
yeah, cash. It was cash. He would
No Zelle.
yeah.
No auto draft.
None of that.
Mm-mm.
He would go around do that, but then he would he worked for like a brick company. That was his. He had a day
Oh.
job, brick.
He was a
brick-o-
bricklayer.
brick and all that. But on the side, he would be collecting pallets. We cleaned houses as kids. He would have
What?
all these what I call like hustle jobs,
Yeah, he's an
but they
entrepreneur.
were. I mean, that's what we did. So
Uh-huh.
sometimes, and my mom. So for people that I'm not married yet, but
Uh-huh.
I look at them because you have to buy in.
Yeah.
So as a teacher,
yeah.
my dad would get these gigs cleaning offices. So the kids would come. We would all come and help clean the
In the
office.
office. Yeah, it was a family
We
affair.
had to do it all,
Family affair.
but all that to say, I think about all that,
Uh-huh.
and that does balance you out. Like I saw that
Yeah.
entrepreneur, I saw
Yeah.
that, but then I saw my mom who was
Yeah.
more the traditional.
Traditional. Well, and that's what your dad needed.
Yeah,
That's
so
what
they
your dad
were,
needed.
Yeah,
And
so
you know,
that's-
marriage and partnership, it works a lot better when you work together.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And,
That's
and I
what
don't.
they
I mean,
say.
like building a
Look,
business together.
Susan, that's what they say. We don't know.
I'm not so
We
sure.
hope. That's what we
Maybe
try,
one
baby.
day, God give it. I'm ready. Here to go. Ready to do it.
But yeah.
Anyway, but that partnership of working together and your money tied together.
Yeah.
Like I look at like Commissioner Eddie Edwards and Bridget Edwards. Have you ever seen them?
Yeah.
It does not matter where that man is. He could be talking to Barack Obama. He'd be like, I would like to thank my wife, Bridget. I even know 37 years. We all know because every year it might be 38. He loves his wife. That's what I'm talking about. And
Right.
it's because their fates are tied.
Yeah, you go. So
Yeah.
so that's my parents, but
Goals, all right, goals.
goals, yeah, goals.
Goals.
Let's touch and agree. We're gonna
Touch and agree.
Yeah. So you know what? Yeah.
Oh, like, Alex, is my mic still fine? Sorry, guys, sorry. He's, part of my life.
Yeah. So again, grew up in Franklin. Was in the band and
You were in the band. What
Yeah.
did you play? Which one? What was
I
it?
played the flute. I can't
Of course
play
you
now.
play the flute because it's so delicate and like ladylike. It's very AKA.
I played the flute.
Were you like, wait a minute, were you like practicing? Was this like AKA training?
Yeah, really. In training, I didn't know. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I did that. I'm just trying to think of some of those extra things you might not.
Mm.
I was the editor, being that we're in
Uh-huh.
community news.
Yes, community newspaper. Thank you, Michael. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Yeah. I was the editor of my junior high.
Of course. You
What do you call the book? The book.
oh, the yearbook.
The yearbook.
Yearbook. Also, where you get to know more about people.
Yeah. So I was
Yes.
the editor of the yearbook. So I like to do stuff. I
Yes.
found myself doing it.
Like
Right.
an all-American girl.
So I will tell you,
You
I was
are.
voted. This is two things about this. I
Uh-huh.
was voted best all around.
Best
in
all
high
around.
school. That was my.
See?
But
I knew it.
this is interesting because I don't think they do this.
Uh-huh.
now. We had a black and a white best all around.
What?
Yes. Now I look back
No
on it.
way.
Yeah, we did.
No,
I
stop.
look back on it and I actually can appreciate the leadership at that time because I grew up in Franklin, Tennessee, which Williamson County. It is the 14th, may have moved a little bit, wealthiest county in the U.S.
Oh,
Google it.
Oh, wow.
I say that to say it was not that diverse. Really.
No, what were the percentages?
Low. I don't remember.
10%?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe more like 7.
Oof.
Something like that.
So for them to have a black and that's a big deal.
So, right. Yeah. So in my mind, the bigger picture would have been just because of the sheer voting, and you know how you voted back in high school, there may not have been an opportunity for
sheer volume of
just sheer volume,
the volume of the votes
happen. And then now it's a different time. But then, so they did that. So we were all
interesting.
Don't get me wrong. We weren't like two different pictures or anything. We were all best all around. But they made sure
that they had a black one.
Yes,
because it's a different universe.
Yes,
it's a different universe of people.
Yeah. So all that to say.
I mean, if they were to just do it, then a lot of people would never get recognized, but it would be a whole lot harder.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You have to smile a whole lot more.
Yeah, and then how we all work together as people even was different back then. So, sometimes I would think on that like, that's interesting, weird. But then I said, you know what? Probably had they never done anything
you would never
like
have
known. Right. We might have never been represented in a way
at all.
Yeah, particularly in that particular category of
wealth level. Probably like upper middle class, upper class.
Yeah, like best all around or most. Yeah. So anyway,
so I have a quick question. So you know how you said you could go to the guy and like get your spark plugs changed or your whatever it is. Would it just be black people you could go to, or would like all the did the white people help raise the black people and black people help raise was it like this?
Yeah, it was like this.
Like people, not just white people, not just all the black people, but black people, white
people. Yeah, the place I was talking about
perfect
was
perfect
a total white company. No,
perfect.
This is
how they make them, just like you.
The families knew each other.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
perfect. That's how it was supposed to be. Anyway, okay. Yes. So then what happened after you
Franklin's still my hub. I mean, that's family, friends, all that.
And your dad, I know your mom's passed.
My dad passed away.
Your dad's
2003.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
Well, that's hard. My dad passed in 13. It was really hard.
I remember. So that's the base. But as I got older, I graduated. 2013.
Yep.
Graduated and went to school in Nashville, which is really right up the road. But I stayed on campus because I needed the experience of being on campus.
Listen, I was from I was from San Antonio in high school after I left Jamaica, and I went to University of Texas at Austin, 1 hour away. My mother was like, "Oh no," she's like, "You going to college, but not far." I could run up there if you really, were misbehaving. So you went to Nashville, big town in Nashville. You have your little bag, your little grip.
Yeah. So I went to school. Now, going back a little bit, I worked in hospitality. So I'm, at the Convention Bureau now. It's hospitality field. But during college, I worked at a Hardee's in Franklin.
No, did you have a little hat? Did they have hats?
I didn't. I did. Well, I did. Yeah, I was like a shift leader manager.
Yes, of
kind of thing.
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. What am I thinking?
Well, I will say, if anybody's you just have to ask the questions because I wasn't at first, but I was like, if I'm going to be working here through school, I need to be a manager.
Of course.
Put my name. Make me be a manager or something.
You're the one. You're the,
ask.
Gail Nelson was here the other day, and he was like saying about how he was so surprised because everybody had seen all this in him. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're the example. Somebody wants to have a success story and make their stats go good. They pick somebody like you who they know is going to do it.
Well,
so yay.
Thank you.
You were that person.
Reminded the people just to ask for things because it wasn't really a big. If you do your job, and you want to count, just ask.
Just ask.
You never know.
Close mouth, don't get fed.
So I was assistant manager at Hardee's during my years at Tennessee State. So I would go back and forth, and I might pop home while I'm in Franklin, go pick up something, go back to Nashville.
What?
So I did that. Now that did keep me what I call a 5-year plan in school because it was just a lot.
Yeah.
But it was okay. The extra year at Tennessee State. So
But I mean, you worked.
I worked and I was.
But the working really, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Like I was the first 2 years of school, I was like, shopping, drinking like everything, like eating lobster, like totally not paying no attention. And my dad, Dr. McDowell, was like, from Jamaica, was like, he was like, no, ma'am. He's like, it's the exchange rates. No. He was like, go get a job. And I swear to God, I got a job at a pharmacy, Revco.
Yes.
And that next semester, because you're forced to plan your time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because you worked, you did better.
I
Structure.
work, and it was good. It's probably what I need to help keep centered at school, and work. The money was good, and that goes back to my dad.
Yeah, hustling,
and so like even when I got my car, I remember he's like, "You pay half, I'll pay half."
Yes,
like,
exactly.
He was that guy. Like I'm
gonna help you, but you're also help yourself.
You're gonna help yourself.
God bless the child.
Yeah.
God bless
so
the child.
now, and you can appreciate this. We have to live on those seeds they planted.
Absolutely.
An example.
Yeah. So, oh my God.
Then,
I just wrote a story about this.
Yeah.
You have to. The shoes that I fill, my dad was Queen Elizabeth's dentist. Oh. He had the most legendary practice in Jamaica, dental practice. When he did his thing, what am I going to do? Fail? I have no choice.
Yeah.
If people talk about fear of success, I have a fear of failure. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. Tennessee State, and then
so then how did we get to? How did you come up in these? How'd you come up in these tourism streets?
Okay, so I didn't really exactly know what I wanted to do, believe it or not, in school. Now I thought I was gonna own a franchise of parties.
Oh yeah, that was your original plan.
My plan was to to be like a regional person, right? But then eventually I was gonna own some franchises. That was kind of in my
plan.
Yeah, so it wasn't a bad back.
I mean, for a young woman, that's a good plan.
Yeah, because I used to see the regional people swoop in and they were just checking things. I'm like, I can do that.
I could do that.
Yeah, and then the ownership I found, of course, that's a good thing. But what happened was, which is still in the field at Tennessee State School of Business downtown, I saw on the wall this ad for a director of sales for the Days Inn, like downtown.
Oh, wow.
Nashville.
Okay. All right.
And I was like, oh, okay.
I can do that.
Yeah, And so I went there and got the position. And this particular owner owned 2 properties. So they owned the Days Inn and a Ramada, right?
Gotcha.
So I ended up being the director of sales for 2 properties at the same time.
Buy property.
Yeah. On the business card, had both, and I was bopping between them both. So,
How old were you?
Girl, I was out of whatever that first year out of
23.
college. They got me.
You were pimping.
They got me, but I'm glad because it was a great
experience.
I mean,
here we are.
I mean, I was working. I was the director of sales, but I was cleaning rooms, which I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
I was checking in folks. I knew what the maintenance stuff was,
of course.
But that's how you learn. So I'm very thankful.
I mean, look at you. You're freaking perfect. You're sitting in front of me in crazy, beautiful green suit and your beautiful curly hair and your earrings. Girl, yes, I
thank you.
agree and co-sign. All of that built you. All of it built you.
Yeah. We just have to be thankful.
So you were on your double propertying, and then what happened?
Double propertying. Moved to Owensboro quickly for about a year for a hotel because, sometimes you have to move around. I wasn't tied down, so hey, why not?
Yeah.
But then somebody called me, I can't quite remember, that there was this opening at the Convention Bureau in Nashville. And I was like, oh, okay, because I used to work with them on from a hotel side.
Yes, of course.
So, I applied.
Of course,
got the job.
Como no? Of course.
From there, was there 19 years.
What?
Worked at Nashville.
And you went from...
sales manager to SVP in Nashville.
Wow.
Yeah. So
until then, was it Bill Talbert called?
So yeah, they had a headhunter. They had a couple of search companies.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Tell me about your time in Nashville.
Yeah. No. Was there 19 years. Loved it. Foundational. Very good experience is how I kind of got to know about hotels, conventions, hotels on a different level, conventions, booking, looking at, a destination and how to market a destination.
Of course.
Community connection.
And you were probably there when Nashville was coming up, all the music, the country music. And
that's right.
All of that beautiful.
Right.
All of that time.
Yeah, all of that time.
Yeah.
Country music was always a big thing, but part of my push was, Nashville had other things. And so,
yes, of course, like my parents.
Yeah.
My dad went to Harry.
Yeah,
it was one of only 2 dental schools you could
Yep.
go to back a long
That's
time
right.
ago.
That's right.
And my mom went to Fisk next door.
Yeah.
All the good girls went there to
Yeah.
get their MRS degree.
Yeah.
And she went and she met Dr. McDowell, and that's exactly what she did.
Yeah.
So Nashville has a
Yeah, so we help
very
push
fabulous
the education in several things, but also we help push the music. One of the things then that we determined in Nashville, which kind of ties into the bigger story, is that Black music culture is also the base of music.
country.
In our country.
I mean, we just learned that last year with the beautiful.
we know that.
Beyonce.
So I
Yeah.
was able to while I was at
really-
the bureau,
Uh-huh.
also be the chief operating administrator, if you
Uh-huh.
will, for the National Museum of African American Music,
Got
which opened
Uh-huh.
in 2021,
Uh-huh.
but it started 18
Well,
years
you
ago.
were there. Yeah.
And so happy to be a part of that legacy. So if anybody goes to Nashville,
Mhm.
downtown,
Mhm.
right in the middle of the tourist district,
You.
the National Museum of African American Music
Very good.
is
You know what that kind of sounds like to me?
what is that?
Like a little layering.
The layering.
Like your
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
Like how your
That's
mom.
that's that
Exactly,
layering.
how you layer.
That layering.
Your mom was kind of like, yeah, here you go. Here's
Yeah.
a little bit. And then, yes.
Yeah,
layering.
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 So great experience. But I am so excited that I'm here in Miami.
So you've been here 10 years.
10 years.
Okay, so you got here June 1st, 2015.
Right. That was my first day in the office.
Yes, first day in the office. And then like 5 minutes after you got there, I was like, hey, hey, we're going to be
Probably
friends.
called. Yeah,
And we
that
were
week.
so excited because, all of like your presence here was really, I talk about things starting a whole lot long, was,
Mhm.
when Gary Siplin and lawyer.
Marlon.
Marlon, no, long time ago. Gary Siplin.
Before. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, HT.
H.T. Smith. I'm
HT.
so sorry. I love me some H.T. Smith.
Yeah. And Marilyn Hollifield.
And
Yes.
Marilyn
Yeah.
Hodgfield.
Mhm.
And all of them did
Yeah.
that. It was like a 1,000-day boycott of Florida. And they lost something like $50 million, whatever it was, a
Mhm.
lot of money, long, long time ago. And that created this department that you are now the head of.
Yeah. That came out of a lot of this came out of
Kind of
that
like
plan.
the museum, kind
There
of
were-
like
Right.
the music museum.
Yeah.
Sorry, a long time ago, and now came to
Yeah.
fruition.
So I'm accustomed to things
Mhm.
and so I'm happy to be a part now of the community, have
Mhm.
friends, and helping to make an impact with you,
Thank you.
us together collectively for all of Miami, but particularly our multicultural Miami,
Mhm.
small businesses
Mhm.
of all cultures and backgrounds, African American, Black
Yep.
culture, of course.
And there's so much
But-
Black culture here that
but-
people. But you have helped. You came up with that neighborhood program. What are your neighborhoods?
Yeah, so a couple of things. We have what's called our Tourism Business Enhancement Program, which we're working with small businesses, kind of a grassroots.
Yeah,
Because we're responsible. We should make sure our businesses are connected to tourism. We have our Art of Black Miami
Art
program.
of Black Miami. I love
which
it.
connects our artists in the communities
Yes.
to tourism.
It's like the way I describe it. It's like a parallel
Mhm.
festival
Yeah.
to Art Basel.
It is,
right?
and it's 365. So right now you could go to artofblackmiami.com and find out what's happening.
And don't you have a podcast?
And we do.
You talk
Art
about
of Black
art.
Miami
Yeah,
has a
yeah.
podcast with some of the artists, so check it out as
Yep.
well. And then as far as neighborhoods, when I first came here, it was like Coconut Grove, Overtown, Little Havana, and Little Haiti. Kind of 4 key areas that we really worked with to try to see how we can elevate the offerings and do whatever we need to connect those dots. And we do that, and we did that. But since then, so many other communities, of course, have
flourished.
Have
I mean,
flourished.
Miami Gardens.
Miami
You helped us with
Gardens.
Miami Gardens, and Jazz in the Gardens would
Opelika.
not be where it is without you.
Thank you. And so
And your
really
support,
and truly,
yeah.
it's almost the opposite now. We work with every community to help bring out, elevate the culture in those
Got you.
communities.
Like
so
to shine a
every
light.
community.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Miami Beach
Yeah.
has great culture
Story,
as well.
yeah.
How can we help do
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Homestead,
yeah.
all of that. So-
35 municipalities in
That's right.
South Florida. I mean, there's all these
Mhm.
places that have stories, and you've been able to we're gonna go 5 extra minutes, okay, Mr. Alex? So handsome. Love my producer. Cutie patootie. So anyway, so
Love it.
which one? I would love to ask you, which is your baby? Like, is it the business? Is it the neighborhoods? Is it Art of Black? Do you have a neighborhood you want? No, I'm kidding. I'm so joking with you.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
I know what are you talking about.
It's honestly, I love it all, but I think what I like most is that this opportunity for me has allowed not just me, but the Bureau, and I know this is a conversation, it's not about work, but,
No, but
I want to give
part of who
it
you
has
are.
allowed the Bureau to become more known in the community.
Absolutely.
Because I think the Bureau has always done a lot of good work, you know, in general.
But maybe not so much known.
Yeah, not so much known.
Or what I used to be like, what do you even do?
That's right. And that's US wide. That's people don't understand bureaus because we're kind of behind the scenes.
Your job is to push your
out
city in front.
And then a lot of just even baseline advertising. We'll just go the basic. It's not in your destination, it's somewhere else.
Somewhere else, so you don't see it.
Right.
You don't
so
see
I think that, you know, multicultural tourism that we're doing, some of the things in my area has allowed the community, all community, to see us more. And so I think for me, I'm excited about that and glad about that. And it has helped us connect the dots more. Absolutely. And then also I just, to your point, over the 10 years, I just see
it's blossomed.
It's a blossom.
I mean it's like a testament to what goes when somebody something that's staff driven, that's a person driven, that's really you driven. And for them, but they had to put the money towards it. In order and bring the right person.
Yeah, resources had to be there. And I'll tell you, this is kind of an awkward whole conversation. It's easy but awkward because we're talking me, you, but it is about the community. It's about teamwork.
Yes, of course.
It is not just about me. I'm happy to be in this position where I can help lead the effort.
Of course.
But it is so not about me. It's not.
No, it is about you. It's just not only about you.
That's okay.
It's not only. I mean, it's about me, but it's not only about me. It's about all of us. You know what I mean? And you know how I very much believe in. You know, life is a circle.
Yes.
It's all we are.
Your name.
One. Exactly. We are one. It means like life is a circle.
That.
And everybody's one. You know, you see my team. We move as a unit.
That's
you know,
right.
like
my team as well. Shout out to team.
Exactly. Shout out to Petra. Shout out to Graylin.
Ella, Graylin, team. David Whitaker. Hey. Bill Talbot from Emeritus. Caroline Taylor.
Taylor. Yvette Harris. Yvette called me today. She's like, don't forget, talk about 10-year anniversary because it's very important. I
mean, I literally could go through a whole list of shout outs because everybody has been just so dynamic and.
Well, thank you for coming.
Shout out to you.
Thank you. We've all done our part. And I'm very, you know, Terry Williams always says this. Sabrina Fulton, she heard Sabrina Fulton say one day, just do your part.
Yeah.
Just do your part. And so I just try to do my part, you do your part. Yeah. And once all these brilliant, smart, gorgeous people are doing their part, then
things will come together.
And they always do. Yeah. So thank you for coming.
Thank you
for coming.
Me.
I'm so glad that you were here. The it girl of Miami-Dade County. And thank you very much. We are going to be done, Mr. Alex. Now we can finish. All right. Bye.
Bye.